Hello students, welcome back. In the previous class, we have started learning the poem Wind. In this class, we are going to have a quick recap of what we did in the last class, followed by the explanation of the rest of the part of the poem and also the literary devices that have been used in the entire poem. So, let's have a quick recap of the poem. The title of the poem, as I told you in the previous lesson, is the symbol of all the challenges that we face in our lives. Okay, here of course the poet has used the word wind, and it has been shown in the entire poem that when wind blows strong, okay, when the wind is strong, what happens and how should we handle ourselves and the things around us when the wind is strong, right? And the speaker is requesting wind to blow softly in the initial part of the poem, and then later on the speaker is telling us that how should we behave or what should we do if the wind is strong, right? But in other words, the poet wants to tell us that what the wind here is a symbol of the challenges of life. Of course, it is telling us, the poem is telling us in other words, that what happens when the challenges come, okay? How should we handle them, okay? How should we face them strongly so that we may become strong, okay? So this has been shown in the poem through the example of wind. Clear? Now here in this poem we have seen in the beginning part of the poem, in the initial part of the poem, the speaker is requesting wind to blow softly. Why is the speaker requesting the wind to blow softly? Because if the wind will be strong enough, then it can break the shutters of the window. Okay, it can even scatter the papers. Okay, it can actually throw down all the books that are kept on the shelf. So in the first three lines of the poem, the narrator is requesting wind not to blow very strong, to blow softly, otherwise it will break the shutters of the window, it will scatter the papers, and it will even throw down the books. Now he is saying that he is talking to wind and saying, look, what have you done to me? What have you done to my things? Okay, he is saying that you have torn the pages of my book. Clear? What is he saying? You tore the pages of my book and you are bringing the rain again. Clear? Here rain are further problems, right? So he is saying that you have even brought the rain. Of course, every time when wind blows, we expect rain. So he is saying that you are blowing so strong, you are blowing so fast that you have even brought the rain. You are very clever at poking at the weaklings. He is saying that you cannot affect strong people. You cannot affect strong things. So you are so clever. Here the word clever has been told for wind. Okay. He is saying that you are so clever that you are poking. Poking means here making fun of. So you are making fun of weak things, weak people. Clear? So here the speaker is saying that you are so clever that you are affecting all weak things here. So aren't we getting a message here that we should be strong enough so that the wind will be unable to affect us, to put an effect on us? Of course. Is that clear? Now, frail crumbling houses. Frail means it has put an effect on what has he done? Weak crumbling houses. Frail here means weak, right? So it has affected, it has broken. Okay, crumbling here means making something fall. So weak falling houses, the wind has affected. Crumbling doors, okay, so weak doors it had broken. Crumbling rafters. Rafters, I told you, the topmost part of the house. Okay, so it has made the rafters to fall. Crumbling wood, of course, the wood which is weak, it had even made that fall. Crumbling bodies, the bodies which are very weak, they are not strong enough to tolerate wind, strong wind, they will get affected. Crumbling lives, of course, if the wind is very strong, it can even take away the life. Crumbling hearts. we are very scared. Our heart gets crumbled, or we get very scared when the wind blows very fast if we are weak, if we are not strong. Okay, so here the speaker has referred wind as God and saying that the wind god is actually winnowing. Winnowing process I told you in the last class, the process of separating grains from chaff, right? So he's saying that the wind god is winnowing and crushing the weak people, like a chaff that is separated from the grains. So here what we have learned in the last class is, children, that wind can affect weak people and weak things. In the same way, problems and challenges of life, hurdles of life, obstacles of life can affect weak people. They can affect weak, if we are not strong to face those challenges, okay, if we are not ready or prepared to face those challenges, of course we will get crumbled. So here it has been made clear by the word frail that wind can affect weak people, so can the problems and challenges of life. We will now move forward and learn the rest of the part of the poem. He won't do whatever you tell him. Now the speaker of the poem is talking to us, is talking to the readers. He is telling us, the speaker of this poem is telling us, the ones who are reading the poem, that he will not do what you are telling him to do. Wind is really cunning and wind will never do what you are telling wind to do. In the same way, can we stop problems of life to come in our lives? No. Can we stop the challenges to come in our lives? No. Can we order the obstacles of lives? No. Right? So, they will never do what you want. You will have to adjust with them. You will have to make yourself strong. If you want to face wind, will you not have to make yourself strong to face the strong wind? Of course, yes. Will this wind blow according to you? If you are weak, wind will blow weak. Will it happen? No, it will not happen. Okay. So what are we supposed to do is, we are supposed to make ourselves strong. Here the poet is realizing the fact that the wind is not going to, here the poet was requesting the wind to blow soft, right? He was pleading the wind to blow soft. But here the poet has realized that the wind is not going to do what we are asking the wind to do. Clear? In the same way, here if we are requesting the challenges of life to not to come in such phase or not to attack us so strongly, here the poet has realized that the problems of life will definitely come. They are bound to come, right? In the same way, he is now realizing and talking to the readers that we will have to become strong if we want to face wind strongly. If you want to stand against wind, if you want to stand against the challenges of life, if you want to stand against the problems of life. Clear? So, will the wind do what we want wind to do? No. So, will the problems of life, challenges of life act according to us? No. They will also not act according to us. And here the poet has realized it completely. Clear? He says that he won't do what you tell him. Okay. Now here, what is he, children? It is wind. Clear? Him also is wind. So wind won't do what you tell wind to do, of course. And in other words, we can even take it as challenges of life. Okay, so challenges of life, will the challenges of life do what you want them to do? No. So here the poet has made us realize, and he himself has also realized that yes, wind won't act according to me, and so will not the challenges of life. Clear? So come, let's build strong homes. Clear? If someone is not changing, you ought to change yourself. Clear? If someone is strong, you will have to become even stronger. Clear? So if someone is stronger, you will have to become strongest. You will have to make yourself capable of handling and tackling what is happening, what problems are coming in front. You will have to tackle them even stronger. Clear? So he says that if wind is able to break the weak houses, what are we supposed to do, children? We are supposed to make the homes stronger. Clear? Now let's join the doors firmly. If we want wind not to break the shutters of the doors, okay, we want wind not to break the doors of our houses, we have to close them firmly. Firmly here means strongly. Clear? Now practice to firm the body. Of course, here we are saying that wind is affecting weaker bodies, right? So here the poet is requesting us or is telling us that if you want to face the wind properly, what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to make your body stronger, as the wind won't act according to you. Wind won't blow according to you, or at your request the wind won't become soft. Clear, children? Now here, make the heart steadfast. Steadfast again means strong, firm. Okay, so we have seen here that the weaker hearts are crumbled. Crumbled means made to fall. So if we really want to face wind, what are we supposed to do? Make houses strong, close the doors strongly, make our bodies strong, and make our hearts strong. Clear? So here, after realization, the poet is telling us that in order to face the strong winds, the strong gales, what are we supposed to do, children? We are supposed to make ourselves strong. In the same way, in front of the challenges of life, we need to become strong, because the challenges of life will not become soft. Am I clear in this? They will not act softly in front of us. Clear? So this is what the narrator is, poet is telling us. Do this and the wind will be friends with us. Okay, now what happens if we will be strong enough, we will open our arms and we will enjoy the wind. Because we know we can handle the wind, the strong gales, right? So if we are strong enough, we will be able to handle it, we will be able to face it, we will not get crumbled. Instead, we will be friends with it, we will enjoy it. Okay, so of course when you make yourself strong, you will be able to be friends with the wind. In the same way, if you are strong enough to face each challenge, you will consider each challenge of your life as your friend. Why will you consider each challenge of your life as a friend, children? Because those challenges will make you even stronger. Okay, why will we praise any challenge? Will we praise any challenge? We can, of course. Why? Because if you are strong enough to face the challenges of life, you will realize that each challenge is making you strong, is teaching you something, that you have to become even stronger, how you have to face the challenge. So of course we can be friends with it. This is the duty of a friend, to make us strong, right? So each challenge will make us or teach us something good. So that's why we can be friends with challenges, if only we are strong. Clear? The wind blows out weak fire. Okay, children, here the example of fire has been given. What is the example telling us? That if we blow the weak fire, okay, if the wind is acquainted with weak fire, then the weak fire will get extinguished, बुझ जाएगा. अगर आग हल्की है, ठीक है, और फिर हवा आती है, if the wind comes and blows the weak fire, it will get extinguished. But if the fire is huge and strong, okay, and then the wind blows, the fire will even become stronger. अगर आग बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ी है और फिर हवा आती है, तो उस हवा से स्ट्रॉन्ग आग, जो बड़ी वाली जो फायर है, वो और ज़्यादा बढ़ जाएगी. Is that clear? So if we are weak, the wind will blow us away, and if we are strong we will become even stronger. So through the example of fire it had been explained to us, the wind blows out weak fire. जो weak fire होता है, जो छोटी आग होती है, छोटी मोटी आग होती है, उसको blow out कर सकता है wind. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. roar मतलब चिल्लाना, गूंजना, और flourish करना, और ज़्यादा बड़ा करना, ठीक है. So यहाँ पे जो strong fire है उसको और ज़्यादा strong करती है strong wind. Clear? His friendship is good, of course. If we make friendship with challenges of life, it is really good because it will make us stronger, it will make us shine even more. क्योंकि जब हम each challenge को पास करके आगे जाएंगे तो आगे जाने के बाद हमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी, because already we have faced so many challenges and we have learnt so many things out of those challenges, isn't it? We praise him every day, and afterwards when we will become strongest, won't we praise the challenges that yes, I have learned from all those challenges. Clear, children? So this is the poem, children, which is telling us that don't ask the challenges of life to be humble with you, to be good to you. You become strong and learn from those challenges, and let those challenges be friends with you instead of getting scared of those challenges. Clear? Though example of wind has been taken here, the way the soft winds cannot affect anyone, but the strong winds do affect every person, sorry, not every person, the weak people and the weak things. So we cannot ask wind to blow softly, but we can ask ourselves to become stronger. So this is the message that has been given in the poem, children. Now moving forward to the rhyming scheme. This poem had been written in free verse. What do you mean by free verse, children? Now, when there is no rhyming scheme, in the first poem I told you how to take out the rhyming scheme by seeing the last word of every line and rhyming them. Okay, we take out the rhyming scheme. So here in this poem we don't have any rhyming scheme. All the poems, the ending of the lines are ending in the different way. So no pronunciation is matching. So hence this poem is not having any rhyming scheme. Anaphora, in the last class also I told you what anaphora is. Anaphora वो होता है जब दो lines या दो से ज़्यादा lines एक ही word से begin हो रही है. ठीक है? Here we can see these lines. Don't, don't, don't. These three lines, second, third and fourth line is beginning from the word don't, and don't is a single same word. Now here again we are seeing you. So here you, you, you. So these three lines are beginning from you. So hence what literary terms have been used here? Anaphora. Clear? Next is personification. This is new to you, children. Personification is when we give a living status to a non-living thing. Okay, if I say that the cup is saying, so can a cup say? Cup is smiling. Can a cup smile? No. The glass is smiling. Can a glass smile? No. But we are providing them a living status. We are making them do something that humans can do, that living things can do. Okay, so when such things happen, it is known as personification. Here we are calling wind as he. Is the wind living thing? No. But we are giving him or calling him as if wind is a living thing. So that's why it is personification. Whenever a living status is given to a non-living thing, it is known as personification. Next is repetition. Repetition, I told you, when one word is repeated in the same line or two consecutive lines. Here the word crumbling is being again and again repeated. Clear? So it is repetition. Okay. Then alliteration. Alliteration I taught you in the previous poem also. What is alliteration? When two or more than two words in the same line begin with same consonant sound. जब दो या दो से ज़्यादा words एक ही line में consonant sound से same consonant sound से begin करते हैं. Example, wind winnows. So here we are saying that wind winnows. Both are WW, okay, and in the same line. So it is alliteration. And won't, want. Okay, so here won't, what? So here it is again alliteration. There. Symbol, of course I have told you the wind is the symbol of challenges of life, problems of life. In the last poem, road was the challenge, road was a symbol of the choices that we make in life. So I guess you all have understood what the poem is, children. We are going to begin with next another chapter in the next class, and do understand this poem very properly, and you can even post your queries on the WhatsApp group. Thank you. Have a nice day.